Welcome, welcome. I'm Tracy Richardson, and I'm the harpsichordist and co-artistic director of the music ensemble Mélomanie. Today, we're speaking with composer Suzanne Sorkin, and she is the composer of A Hint of Light Remains. That's the title track from Mélomanie's new CD of duos for flute and harpsichord. Dr. Sorkin is a professor of composition and music theory at St. Joseph's University in Pennsylvania, where she's also the department head. We're so happy to see you, Suzanne. Uh, would you like to say hello to our audience?
So yes, good afternoon, and thank you, Tracy. It's a pleasure being with you today, and I am so grateful to you and to Kim for your outstanding artistry. Composing this piece for you two has been such an exciting and rewarding collaboration.
We love your piece, and we have loved working on it and performing it and recording it. Now, you are a pianist, and yet you've written beautifully for the harpsichord. Great work. Will you talk about the distinct characteristics of the piano and the harpsichord? And did you have any challenges in writing to the harpsichord and for the harpsichord, and how did you acclimate to it?
I'd be happy to talk about this process. Thank you so much. This was my first time writing for the harpsichord, and I wanted to immerse myself in the unique sound world of the instrument so that my writing could be idiomatic for the harpsichord and not just a generic keyboard instrument. The harpsichord is not the piano, and it has many unique and striking features. So, as part of this immersion process, I spent a good deal of time at your home and getting to know your harpsichords and listening to you demonstrate specific features of the instrument. Tracy, you are an excellent teacher. And then, as my musical ideas for the piece started to materialize, I went back several more times to your home to spend time working on the piece at the harpsichord. What I fell in love with is the distinct timbres of each register and how I could reveal those features over time in the composition, purposefully withholding certain registers in the harpsichord, such as the lowest octave, so that it could emerge at key moments in the piece. The second difference that I found between writing for piano and composing for the harpsichord has to do with voice leading. The harpsichord has such a great pointedness and clarity of sound. I wanted to be careful not to make the harmonic material too dense or too muddy. The brilliance of the flute with the expressive clarity of the harpsichord is really a magical combination.
Well, we think it is too, especially in your hands. I think everyone will really enjoy hearing the piece, and they can do that on our new CD. What was well, you've talked about a little bit about your inspiration for the piece, but you know, the name of it is A Hint of Light Remains. And is there an inspiration behind that?
Yes, thank you. I did read this poem by the contemporary American poet Jane Hirschfield, and her poem is called Three Times My Life Has Opened. And in the poem, she briefly describes three different life stages. The first, darkness and rain, the second, love, and then the third, the fire that holds all. But then she states in the poem, these three were not different. And that idea served as a kind of formal scaffolding in my piece. So, although in A Hint of Light Remains, there are three different textures, three distinct sections, the materials therein are not different. They are all bound in a way to the opening motive, the opening material, and that is a kind of thread that binds together all sections of the piece. So her poem sparked a kind of formal structure for me, and has some resonance throughout the composition.
Yes, you had told me about the poem and its sections before, and I did go through the piece when I was studying it, and well, there they are.
Yeah.
It's evident. When we begin the piece, well, just to expound a little bit on your motivic um, play, when we start the piece, can you? Well, first of all, everyone's going to hear the first part of A Hint of Light Remains today. Kim and I will play it, and what will we hear when we begin?
Terrific. Well, I'm thrilled that our audience will be able to hear the piece and that you and Kim will be performing it for them. And as the piece begins, the audience hears a close union between the flute and the harpsichord. They are equal, but interdependent. The flute will present an initial melodic motive, while the harpsichord will bring forward crucial harmonic material, completing the essence of the melodic motive. So the harpsichord and the flute together, it's a complete thought. And as this first section develops that our audience will be hearing, the texture is what we would call heterophony, which means simultaneous variation of a single melody. So both the flute and the harpsichord are contributing equally to the unfolding of this long melodic line.
Yes, and that is what happens. It's amazing. I think you'll love it. What is your process in writing music? Some people put pencil to paper. Some people sit at the piano and improvise and write that. Or some people draw on nature or they use the computer. What is your process?
Yes, probably parts of all of those things. I do really wish to immerse myself in the sound world of the instruments that I'm writing for, and even beyond that, the performers that I'm writing for. I do feel that it is a collaboration. So working with you and working with Kim, we shared ideas throughout the process, which has been incredibly rewarding. Receiving feedback from you and receiving feedback from Kim during the compositional process really helped me shape the work. And in my own daily process, I think it's important to write every day. In a way, it's like creating a habit. You know, if you only go jogging once a week, you'll feel really tired that one time. But if you go jogging every day, you're sort of building up a habit energy or a muscle memory. And I think composing is the same way. It doesn't mean that every day what I'm composing will make it into a composition. It doesn't mean every day what I'm composing is good. A lot of it is going to be on the cutting room floor, but simply engaging in the process of writing every day establishes a healthy habit and makes it easier for me to get to the good ideas.
Sounds like a lot of different kinds of practices, either musical, as you said, athletic, intellectual. Uh, keep doing it and keep editing it. Best results, which you have best results. What are you working on now?
I was honored to recently receive a commission from Chamber Music America, more chamber music, which I absolutely love to write. And I'll be composing a new piece for the New York-based new music group Counter Induction. This piece is a 10-minute quartet for clarinet, violin, viola, and cello. And I'm at the earliest stage of sketching material for it, and it will be premiered in 2022.
Congratulations. That's a very competitive contest, and I'm certainly happy and thrilled that you and your group have won that. That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
I do like the fancy pants word you gave us. That
I
was
don't, and it's true.
yes, but see, I didn't know the word. I'm going
Yeah,
to be throwing it around.
we never used it. Like it sort of goes to the rhythm question because heterophony, it's often in non-Western cultures. So it's a norm in non-Western cultures. That's not my source of inspiration, but in certain ways, like the slow rhythmic pulse and the gradual complexity in each beat, is also not really a Western process. So those two things go together, but it's not at all my influence.
Thank you for speaking with us today, and we are looking forward to premiering your piece. Well, we premiered your piece already. We're looking forward to playing it again in a concert in February, where Kim Rayleigh is a professor at Westchester University. Of course, they're not having any live concerts, so we will record that ahead of time in total and present it with other pieces. So we'll let you know about that too. Thank you for speaking with us.
Tracy, it's been such a pleasure. And again, I thank you for your outstanding artistry, and I thank Kim as well. None of this would have been possible without both of you. Thank you again.
Thank you again.